I didn't see this during the Olympics, but I guess the long form women's program is coming up, so that 15-year-old Russian skater will be in the headlines again.
Mm-hmm.
But during the short program, which I think is 2.5 minutes, they call it the short, and then they do the long, the free skate, which is 4 some minutes. The American announcers that Dave loves, Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir, of course, they both are Olympic skaters, and they're very colorful. I didn't know this until this morning, but when Valieva did her short routine, they didn't say anything. They just said, and there's a flip.
Oh, really?
There's a spin. At the end, they said, well, that was her routine, because they are pissed. And they threw major shade.
Well, they have a right to be mad about that.
I mean, it's just a convoluted mess is what it is.
It's ridiculous. They have tried to split the apple so many ways by letting her compete and letting her win.
But not letting her be awarded.
Not have a medal. Why do that? You've got to do one or the other. That's interesting the way they took out their frustration.
I'm assuming they'll probably do something similar. If it's tonight, I'm not sure when.
I don't know when that is.
That's a flip. That's good for them. For doing
she's
that.
a skater. She's wearing purple.
Yeah, they don't hold back when they will give you tons of praise.
Yeah,
but
Dave's
man,
right.
when you stink, they say it.
And
that's awful.
And when they disagree with the call or disagree with what happened here, they just did nothing.
They don't hold back. And I did not know this until this morning either about Olympic figure skating. Is that the reason some people were saying, why would a young 15-year-old girl be taking why would they give her heart medication?
Yeah.
Well, apparently in the second half of your routine, if you do a jump, you get more points. You get bigger bonuses because your legs are more tired. The later in the routine you do a difficult element.
So that medication helps you
could theoretically
keep your legs.
Heart beating at a lower rate.
Keeps it pumping. Gets air to your heart.
Increase her endurance.
I can speak to this from a pickleball perspective.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Finally.
I was playing with a guy a week ago, and he was so listless. He couldn't even get the ball over the net. And every time he'd hit one, he'd turn to me and goes, "I'm on a beta blocker. I can't. My heart's not even beating." He was just like, "I cannot."
Should he be there?
He goes,
I hate my family so much.
Yeah, he did. I'm coming here.
I'm coming out here
today,
even though I'm having many heart attacks.
And he hit the ball.
Do you know CPR?
He was so listless. He goes, "I can't get my heart to beat. My heart is not beating." He goes, "I'm on a beta blocker, and it's killing me. I can't play out here today." And I just thought he was kind of making excuses. I was like, "Are you serious?" Well,
he turned gray.
He did.
That's what they do.
He did. It was awful. Then yesterday he plays.
Oh, he was in the match group?
Oh, yeah. And he played yesterday, and he said, "I'm off those beta blockers today. I'm not taking those anymore." And he played magnificently.
That's right. Pickleball over health.
No kidding, man.
I'll drop dead out here.
I'm not going to let these stupid beta blockers ruin my pickleball session.
Slaves to the pickle.
He said, "I got it going today." He's like, "I can feel my heart today. It's beating." Yeah. And I was like, "Well, you sure?" He's playing much.
I survived the first heart attack. I can do another.
This guy's got some issues. Damn.
Okay.
Yeah. Doc said it probably won't be the Widowmaker.
I said, good for you. Go for it. Get out there.
Yeah.
This guy.
Biden's not going to tell me what to take.
That's exactly. Thank you. Did you see the Joker? Djokovic, this is sports. He's saying, "I will not have a vaccine, even if I have to skip the French Open, Wimbledon,
if
whatever."
If they're required, he'll skip the majors.
But they're saying now they may back off on that because the numbers are coming down so much that the French Open may let him in without the vaccine mandate. He said, "Nobody's telling me what to put in my body." A lot of people, I think, agree with him on that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, I think, support what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
And, his point, okay, if you don't want to play, don't play. And that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to play.
That's right. Now, this is about age as well. A man in El Paso, Texas. I always look to this because I want to live to be 100. That is my goal, to live 100 and past and healthfully. And a guy in El Paso has done just that. His name is Ruben Salcido. He has lived to be 100, and they were celebrating at his home in El Paso, and his great-granddaughter was asking, "What's the secret? How did you live such long
Did he
life?"
make the local television news, or is this just family video?
He did make the local television news, but they aired this family video of what he said. And they asked him, "What is it about living to be 100? What have you done?"
What's the secret? ¿Qué es el secreto de la vida?
I don't know.
Family. Tequila.
Tequila.
They gave him the option of family or tequila. He chose tequila.
Familia? No.
No.
Tequila?
Yes.
You never hear but on my birthday.
We'll go with.
All right. I wonder what his brand is.
With tequila. I don't know. El Paso, Texas. And he says tequila is what got him through. He looked good, actually. He looked very good for 100, you know. He was, I would, if I'd guessed his age, I'd probably said 85, and he was turning 100.
If you, obviously, that's a long time in your future, theoretically. 50 years from now, Kelly, when you're on the local television news and someone asks you the secret, will you say pickleball?
I'll say family. I'll say
Familia?
I'll say my familia. Mi familia got me here because they'll be standing next to me, and I'll look up.
All of them?
Some of them will be standing, and I'll say it's my family. I think always trying to please and placate. I'll go with family.
It's got to be a stressful way to live.
Sure. Hopefully it gets me to 100. That's what I'm going for. They asked too, not to this guy, but I thought this was an interesting question about how humanity will end. Well, do you want to know the number one guess here? This was a survey of 20,000 Americans. How will humanity end? What will cause it to end? Most people thought pandemic would be the number one answer because we've gone through a pandemic recently, but it was number 3. Pandemic. What will end it? If the world does end, if humanity goes away, what would take
These are
it?
just Americans being asked?
This is Americans being asked, yes.
I'm torn between 2.
Yeah. Well, the 2 were very close. 1 and 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 1 and 2 were very close. There are 4 answers, and the 4th one is the most interesting, actually. But 1 and 2 were very, very close on what would take it away.
I'm torn between asteroid and all-out nuclear war.
One of them is the answer, and it is nuclear war. All-out nuclear war.
Yeah.
But second place was climate change.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Hippies.
You ask Americans. If you have Chinese or Russians, they're not going to answer climate change.
What?
Hippies. It's hot. It's cold. Boo-hoo. Let's go.
Where'd you ask this? California?
Said a cross sampling of
Climate change.
Oh, Texas.
Still selling that whole thing on.
43% said nuclear war. 42% said climate change. They're by far the 1 and 2 answers.
Oh, the icebergs are melting. Well, melt into this drink. Whatever.
10% said pandemic. And then the rest said bees dying out. The bees dying.
Which is the food supply.
It's the food supply. I guess that would be... would that be climate change if the bees are dying? Is that because...
I'm not sure that's 100%.
I don't know what it is either.
I thought they did tie in climate change and bees dying
It's easy
off.
to tie climate change into just about
A
anything.
lot of things, right? Yeah, exactly.
It's
So
simple to
asteroid
slide it
didn't
in
make
there.
the list at all?
No
asteroids at all.
No asteroid.
I'm shocked by that because
You think asteroid.
once a month we get a note from NASA that's like, by the way, this
Flyby.
one just skimmed us.
Yeah.
But they know they're coming. I mean, they
I
see
don't
them
think they'll
coming
tell
years
us.
out.
Yeah, but they're not going to tell us.
Those ones that come, within 300,000 miles or whatever, they know years out they're coming. It's all math.
Not to mention, skimming us is like 300,000 miles. It's a
That's
long...
close.
That's
Yeah.
close, and it's still 300,000 miles away.
Did anybody say the Raptor, the Lord?
Not in the top
Interesting.
5. Yeah, that's
I
nobody...
bet they would have said that 100 years ago.
Oh, I bet so too.
I bet they said 50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet so too. I wonder... that's a good point.
The second coming.
The second coming.
Maybe that, yeah. Well, maybe the second, yeah, you're right. That it was not mentioned. The some good news about this is from scientists in North Carolina, the UNC Chapel Hill. They feel
That's your school.
That's my.
Wow.
I'm wearing.
You've been wearing a lot of their gear
A
lately.
lot. This was all destined for the trash
This
2
was-
weeks ago.
I had some clothing I was going to throw away. 2
He's
weeks.
wearing the latest from the trash collection.
I love this.
Today, the oversized gray, long sleeve. Sleeves pulled up jauntily to make it look like it's a 3/4.
It is. Oh, Gray.
I should
No
we should-
Gray will.
every day.
Neck hole stretched out beyond belief.
You be you.
Thank you.
Tag sticking up in the back of the neck.
Thank you. Is that how they're wearing them? Yes, that's how they're wearing them. These
Sure,
days.
in 1991.
So I put on my, let's see, this is a UNC Tar Heel National Championship shirt, 2005. 2005. It's an 05.
Which makes that shirt
17 years old. So
it's older than your son.
yes, it is. I had this shirt in the trash, in a garbage bag, and along with several others. And I was ready to throw some to Goodwill and some to trash. And my wife said, well, take a last look at them, make sure. And I got them out, and every single one of them, I said, I can't let it go. I can't let it go. So now I've been wearing what Chris Demm calls the trash collection for 2 weeks because I want to, show you when I'm.
This is why God won't come back.
That's why he's not at the top of the list.
You think he really wants to come down?
Plus,
have a conversation with you.
Plus, by going back into the bags that were destined for the goodwill of the garbage, she just bought herself 6 months at a time.
You're right.
Because she doesn't throw anything away.
That's right. But I just couldn't get rid of them.
And now you can't.
They're so comfortable. They're like
an old shoe.
Like an old shoe.
An old pair of jeans.
And they have so many memories tied to them,
Yeah?
Yeah, but shouldn't you wear them around the house?
I do.
But not out.
I think it's what the second part.
The second part is supposed
more
to be
important.
I know you wear it around the house. Should it leave the house?
I mean, I would allow you to take your garbage to the street in that.
I am who I am.
Even that's questionable.
I am what I am.
Yeah.
This is me.
Popeye said it best.
So, scientists at UNC Chapel Hill, my alma mater, my pretend alma mater, say they have found a better way to recycle plastic. Right now, 9% of plastic gets recycled. And and the reason is, apparently, when you break down and recycle plastic, it's not as good. It's
weak.
It's weak. Yeah. Now they have figured out a way at UNC Chapel Hill to make it as strong or stronger. And they said this will be a money-making opportunity for companies and businesses, and that's why people will finally get into recycling plastics. You can make money on it because you can then sell it to companies who will use it for Coke bottles, and it's a really, they say it was a game changer when it comes to recycling.
When you say 9% is 9% of plastic is recycled, 9% of all plastic used, or 9% that they get to recycle?
I think 9% of all plastic used is recycled. So much of it.
Low. I thought it was more than that.
It's I've heard 5% is it, because Chris Demm has said it. It is recyclable, but it doesn't get recycled. Even when you put it in the recycle bin,
it goes somewhere else.
It goes into the landfills or ocean.
Almost all landfill, I would think.
But UNCG College of Arts and Sciences says this will change that. It's that big a deal. That's huge. What? I mean,
great.
That's why I'm wearing the shirt today. I said, let's get some pride in here.
Recycle.
Recycle. That's what I'm saying.
You are a recycler.
Exactly.
You don't recycle recyclable stuff except your clothing.
Right, my clothing. My son's starting to look at colleges.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It's a big time.
About that time. We're starting to look.
In my day, I was talking with my cousin's husband was in town, so we got to chat, and he's got his last girl is in college, grad school, and we were just talking about college. And I remember when I took the PSAT, I started getting college catalogs from all over the country.
Yes,
and I never forget the first one I got, Case Western Reserve University.
There you are
in Ohio.
I'd
never heard of it.
I got one from Ithaca College in New York. Same
so
thing.
Your son has done the PSAT. Do they still send out mass mailing like that?
Not to him.
They looked at the numbers?
They looked at the numbers and the postage.